The 2nd of June 2023, St. Petersburg, Russia, and this is the first summer Friday, technically night, as the local time 7:30 p.m. in the northern capital of the country, in the cultural capital of Russia. My name is Sergey Baklikov, you're watching Baklikov Live, and now let me take you for a walk to share the atmosphere and the vibe of the city. I'm beginning from Гостиный двор. This is it. Our oldest and largest mall in the central districts of St. Petersburg, built in 1785. Just think about it. It is located on Nevsky Prospekt, Nevsky Avenue, the main streets of the city. This is the clock tower of City Duma. In the regular hours, every day, everybody can go right there, right to the top. There's $1 million view to the city, believe me. Meanwhile, here is the Rock Pub with Freddie Mercury. Hi Freddie, Rock Pub. That's exactly that rock pub, where you can get exactly what you expect to get from the rock pub in terms of interior, design, kitchen, and of course the music. It's a little bit chilly today, especially for the beginning of the summer. Only plus 10 degrees Celsius. However, for people of St. Petersburg, it is never a problem. St. Petersburg is pretty much known for its architecture, for its beauty, for its classical music, rock music, for so many things. But actually never for like too good weather. The weather is not too bad, but of course not the best. Since February 6, Russia opens the borders for Chinese tourists again. That is the place for local artists who are selling their pictures. And this is St. Catherine Basilica. As always in the summer, many people on Nevsky Prospekt. St. Petersburg, one of the most popular travel destinations in Russia. The souvenirs. The Museum of Human Tortures. And that's the small hall of St. Petersburg Philharmonic, named after Dmitry Shostakovich, one of the greatest composers ever. In the corner of this building here is located the entrance to Nevsky Prospekt metro station, the blue line of St. Petersburg metro. It's always such a warm flow when you're walking near the entrances to the metro stations in Russian metros. Alright, now that's already the embankment of Griboedov Canal, which used to be known as Catherine Canal because it was made here by the order of Catherine the Great, also known as Catherine II. Look, there we can see Church of the Savior on spilled blood, literally on a spilled blood of Alexander II, Russian Emperor Alexander II, who was assassinated there when he went to the Imperial Horse Stable, located right next to the church, the house of Zinger. It used to be the main headquarters of Zinger Sewing Machines Company and Russian Empire. Now here is located the office of VK.com, the largest social network in Russia, and on the first 2 floors, that's probably the most famous bookstore in St. Petersburg. It's called the House of the Book. 2 floors, also the basement floor, and on the 2nd floor there's a cafe which used to be called Zinger, but now it's called Rene, or should I pronounce Reni, with a great panoramic wide windows with a view to our main Orthodox Christian cathedral in St. Petersburg, Kazansky Cathedral, or Kazan Cathedral. Whoa! One of the main dominants of St. Petersburg.
Hello, man. Can I take a photo with you?
VK store, the store of the social network, their official store. More souvenirs, of course, including the famous Ushanka hats. Stars Coffee, a former Starbucks, which is now called Stars Coffee, after all the business was purchased by the Russian restaurateurs. When they reopened Starbucks, it happened under the slogan, "The buck is gone, but Star is here." The whole St. Petersburg is a one big area for photo sessions. No matter where you go, at least in its historic parts, the Central District, Petrogradsky District, Vasilievsky Islands, Admiralty District. It's always great there. Malaya Kanyushine, a small horse stable streets, the streets which has lead to a former imperial horse stables. Now here is the construction of so-called book walks or book alleys. Open air bookstore which is working here for the whole summer. All right. It's only plus 10 degrees Celsius, so we can see many people even in the coats, in the jackets, in the hats. However, nothing can spoil the joy of St. Petersburg. At least it's not windy today. The summer terraces. In the summertime, most of the restaurants trying to build the summer terraces because that's the extension of their area where they can allocate more of clients. This is St. Peter and St. Paul Lutheran Church. Many people are going from there because there, several times a day, there's usually an organ concerts. In fact, there's more of concerts, like classical music, mostly organ concerts, than the services. All right. Not many people in the terraces now because today it's cold. but when it's warm, it's usually like really busy because everybody wants to enjoy their meal on Nevsky Prospekt. All right. There was Malaya Konyushina, a small horse stable street. This is the Grand Horse Stable Street, Большая Konyushina. One of the most beautiful streets. Actually, the streets like this in Russia called boulevards. Yes, in Russia, boulevard, it's when the streets separated, I mean the roads separated with such a alley in the middle. Here, yes, it's you know, having such a cobblestone surface on the whole territory of the central district of St. Petersburg. Here is a paid parking from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You need to pay 100 rubles an hour. It's about like $1.20 in June 2023. I mean, according to the exchange rate of Russian ruble and United States dollar. Like $1.20 an hour, and free from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. The street vendors, Stroganov Palace, the decorations for the upcoming Russia Day, which is here celebrated at the 12th of June. The Merton's house, where is located the main office of Zara, which is now called Mog. They rebranded to Mog, and that's it. Here they are. Stolova number 1, 24/7 place where you can eat. This is probably the cheapest place to eat, where however they can guarantee a quality because it's owned by the holding, which is owned like already about maybe 14-15 locations of Stolova number 1. Meanwhile, here is Carl's Jr., the char-grilled Californian burgers. Burgers! Stroganov Palace. That's the cook of Stroganov. Invented beef Stroganov. And this is the fun shop of football club Zenit. The football club of Russian Football Premier League from St. Petersburg, which is recently already for 5th time in a row became the champion of Russian Football Premier League. Now, that's another embankment of Moika River. Whoa! The photo session, I told you, the photo session places are everywhere here. You know, you can stand whatever you want, and everywhere it will be a great background for the photo shots, video shots. Totally amazing St. Petersburg. A literary cafe since 1816. Imagine that's the place where used to hang out Pushkin, Dostoevsky, and Tchaikovsky. Pushkin lived just behind the corner on Moika River, and Tchaikovsky lived just behind the corner on Malaya Morskaya. small Marian Street. $320. Yes, recently, just 6 days ago, at the 27th of May 2023, St. Petersburg celebrated 320 years since its foundation by Tsar Emperor Peter the Great, also known as Peter the First. Amazing decorations for the upcoming Russia Day. For the last month, it's already the third change of decorations. The first one was for the Victory Day at the 9th of May. Then was the change of the decorations for the St. Petersburg Day. And now the change of decorations for the upcoming Russia Day. All right. And that is the final stretch to the main square of St. Petersburg, Palace Square. These guys on the motorbikes, they offer the rides. They have a comfortable seats, back seats, and they can take you for an individual ride around St. Petersburg. The guy who paints the pictures with a technique of using the spray only. Mostly of the pictures on the theme of St. Petersburg, like you see the drawbridges, Peter and Paul Fortress, Peter and Paul Church, and stuff like this. Usually you can buy any of such a pictures for like 10-12 bucks. The Wax Museum, Sergei Shnurov, the leader of a very popular in Russia Leningrad band. Leningrad. That's the name of St. Petersburg in the Soviet days. The arc of the general headquarters. Through this arc, now we'll get to the Palace Square. Almost 8 o'clock. Street musicians. As closer we are to Neva River, as it's more windy. Okay, the Palace Square now busy with the stuff for marathon. This weekend here will be an all Russia marathon. It's St. Petersburg stage. Traditional annual all Russia marathon. Alexander Colon and the Winter Palace. the main royal palace of Russia before the revolution of 1917. Now that's the State Hermitage. The Winter Palace, constructed in 1756, and architect Francesco Bartolomeo Rastrelli. This is the architectural style which is known as Elizabeth Baroque. The Baroque, or Barocco, which used to be well, specific for the times of Elizabeth, the daughter of Peter the Great and Catherine the First. The general headquarters and architect Carlo Rossi. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you really enjoyed this walk on Friday night in St. Petersburg, Russia. My name is Sergey Baklikov. This is Baklikov Live. See you.